Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. It's a video on daily news and editorial analysis, which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Express. It's the most important news and editorial of the day that is relevant for both prelims and means examination will be discussed in this session. Let's get started with news topic list. Today is 30th of June. The first news or topic is government hike GST for the household item. Second, Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs approved the digitalization of Agriculture Credit Society. This is with regards to the primary agriculture credit societies. Third, Russia become India's top DAP fertilizer supplier. We'll see the detail about this. Fourth, Lancet study on road safety. And the last is an editorial, the extent of poverty. Apart from the news and editorial discussion, at the end of this video, there will be MCQ based questions. These questions will be based on current affairs that will help you for the upcoming prelims examination. So without any further delay, let's get started. And if you are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful, do not forget to press a like button. The first news of the day, that is government hike GST for the household item. Something important for General Studies paper 3, that is Indian economy and issues related to planning, mobilization, resource growth and development. So the 2-day GST Council meeting, which was held at Chandigarh, this was the 47th GST Council meeting. GST stands for Goods and Services Tax. So GST Council की जो meeting हुई उसमें कुछ decision लिए गए and they've decided to hike rate for over 2 dozen of goods and services, and this would be implemented from 18th of July 2022. So the decision which was taken on the 47th GST Council meeting will be implemented from next month 18th of July. So what was the number of this meeting? This was 47th GST Council meeting. This is not relevant for UPSC civil services examination, but if you're appearing for any other competitive examination, even they ask this number of the meeting. The place I have already told you, this was held in Chandigarh. So the tax rate will be lowered about half a dozen. The services including ropeway, truck rentals, and even the fuel cost were included. The scrapped item for that is imported by the private vendors for the defense forces would again some of the things where they have lowered the rate. I'll give you complete detail, a chart, so that you can figure out what exactly the government decision is. Now, items with increased GST rate, the rate on the Tetra Pak that has been raised from 12% to 18%. तो कोई भी ऐसे Tetra Packs का item जो आप use करते हैं, food Tetra Pak items, now it would be taxed 18% from earlier 12%. Now the cut and polished diamond, which was now being rated from जो current rate है 0.25% की थी, गवर्नमेंट ने इसको बढ़ा करके 1.5% कर दिया. Now item with decreased GST rate, कुछ ऐसे items जिनके rate decrease हुए हैं. I'm just giving you a brief. Later on this video, I'll give you a chart. You can take the screenshot and you can revise from that also. Now, just items के rate decrease हुए हैं GST में. So the GST rate on splints for treating fractures, intraocular lens, and falling eye and ostomy appliances have been reduced from 12 to 5%. This is the decrease in the rate that GST Council has recently taken. Health care services की अगर बात करें, the GST Council has also clarified that assisted reproductive technology, जिसको ART भी कहते हैं, और in vitro fertilization services जो हैं वो exempted होगी GST के rate से. So no GST would be implemented in this, right? But जो stem cell preservers हैं, they would not be exempted from this category, and they will have to pay the GST. Again, a very important point. Take a note of this, because even if it is being asked in prelims examination, the UPSC can just give you a opposite statement that this would be also exempted. So make sure you have the thin line difference understood. Now, hospital room rent over 5,000 a day, excluding the patients in the intense care unit, shall be taxed at 5% of the rate. So this is a revision in terms of healthcare services. Now, this is a chart that will give you a complete idea of the decision taken by the GST Council in its 47th meeting. So talking about the services, goods and services, from what was the earlier rate and what is the current rate, right? So knife, spoons, fork and ladles, the earlier it was 12%, now it is 18%. LED lamps and light, earlier it was 12%, now it is increased to 18%. Water pump, deep tube and turbines, submersible pumps, earlier it was 12%, now it is 18%. Solar water heater system from 5% to 12%. Dairy machinery from 12% to 18%. Work contract for roads, railway, metro, monuments, canal, dam, educational institution and hospital from 12% to 18%. Ostome appliances, as I've told you, from 12% to 5%. इसमें decrease हुई है, this has seen the decrease. Now, orthopedic appliances, nuclear sprinkets, fractures and interlocular lens would be now to 5%. This is also seen a decrease. So these are the two decrease category. Other are where we have seen the numbers is increasing, right? So this is again important. Even UPSC can ask you in prelims examination कौन से ऐसे rates हैं या कौन से ऐसे items हैं जो कि GST के अंदर हैं या फिर नहीं. Now, in the meeting, the GST rate for the online gaming was put on hold. However, the council has decided to refer the report of group of ministers on casino, online gaming, and horse racing back to the panel for further deliberation. And another recommendation would be required to finally decide upon a uniform rate of 28% that is required to be implemented. Right. So the finance minister of Goa wanted further discussion on the GST rate applicable on casinos, that in the context of both online gaming and horse racing too would be relooked, right? So Goa is a place where mostly pubs and casino are very active. The panel has recommended 28% GST levy on three activities and equated them to gambling. So all three, that casino, online gaming and horse racing, is considered under the category of gambling. At the meeting, over dozen states wanted the GST compensations to continue for some time, which is expiring on this year itself, that is for 2020, and many states have required further 5-year extension for the GST compensation to the states. Inflation की concern भी कही जा रही है. Experts are of the opinion that the decision which has been taken place in the 47 GST Council meeting, जिस तरह से रेट इंक्रीज हुई है, वो फर्दर इन्फ्लेशन को एग्रीवेट करेगी, स्पेसिफिकली इम्पैक्टिंग द डोमेस्टिक मार्केट. The citizens are concerned about the further rise in the household expenses. Already crude oil की अगर prices की बात करें, this is on a higher side because of the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine, and after the other hike, it can also lead to the inflation in our country, right? So although देखना होगा ये decision किस तरह से domestic market को impact करती है. Now, the other news, Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs approved the digitalization of Agriculture Credit Society, something important for General Studies paper 2, that is government policies and intervention for the development of various sectors and issues arising from its design and implementations. So recently, the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, which is also known as CCEA, they have approved a proposal to digitalize 63,000 प्राइमरी एग्रीकल्चर क्रेडिट सोसाइटीज. तो डिजिटलाइजेशन के बहुत सारे ऐसे एडवांटेजेस हैं जो इन प्राइमरी एग्रीकल्चर सोसाइटीज को मिलेंगी. सो PSES आर द स्मॉलेस्ट यूनिट ऑफ द कोऑपरेटिव सेक्टर्स एंड देयर कंप्यूटराइजेशन विल प्रूव अ बून फॉर इन, राइट, नॉट ओनली फॉर द पर्टिकुलर रीजन बट ओवरऑल अगर आप देखें तो जो पूरी चेन बनती है सप्लाई चेन की, खास करके एग्रीकल्चर कमोडिटीज की, उन सभी लोगों को बेनिफिट्स होंगे. Computerization will link all credit societies to the common accounting system, and the society will be digitalized at a cost of 2,516 crore rupees, and it will benefit almost 13 crore farmers. The primary agriculture credit societies, which is also known as PACs, will be digitalized at the cost of this only, which I have told you, will benefit almost 30 crore of the marginal farmers. So this is more or less the same line, right? Now, moving ahead, each PSES will get around 4 lakh to upgrade the capacity and even accounting the record to be digitalized linked to the cloud-based software. And according to the ministry, ये जो software होगी, this will be made available to the local language as per the convenience of the people. So local language will be promoted in using this so that it is understandable to all the community of the farmers belonging to Pan India. Now, Russia become India's top DAP fertilizer supplier, important for General Studies paper 2. Bilateral regional grouping and agreement involving India's and affecting India's interest. So recently, India has imported about 3.5 lakh ton of diammonia phosphate, which is also known as DAP fertilizers, जो कि commonly use किए जाते हैं farmers के द्वारा. और ये fertilizers रशिया से import की गई है, which would be arriving during April to July period, right? So this come amid the Western sanctions against Russia in the wake of invasion of the Ukraine. West countries ने sanctions किया है, but despite the fact only, basically the trade between India and Russia has take place in terms of DAP fertilizers. Now, import of DAP की अगर बात करें, the import of DAP has been contracted between India's Potash Limited, Rashtriya Chemical Fertilizer, Chambal Fertilizer, and Krishna Bharati Cooperative. They have landed price जो रखी गई है इसकी, that is 920 to 25 per ton, and the cost per freight. तो ये CFR include करके rate लगाई गई है. The rate is below the rate paid by the other countries in the DAP, mainly from China, Saudi Arabia, Morocco, and Jordan. फर्टिलाइजर्स की अगर बात करें, इंडिया इंपोर्ट डिपेंडेंस एंड फर्टिलाइजर्स, तो मैं दो एग्जांपल आपको बताऊंगा यूरिया और डीएपी को लेकर. यू कैन सी द कंपैरिजन फॉर द ईयर financial year 19, 20, 21 and 22. So these were the requirement in terms of urea, and this is the requirement for the DAP. और जो प्रोडक्शंस की बात करें, आप देख सकते हैं इतनी प्रोडक्शन, और ये दोनों वैल्यू है इंपोर्ट के लिए. दिस इज फॉर यूरिया एंड फॉर द DAP. So India has contracted DAP from Russia Agro at 920 per ton, and this would include cost plus freight rate. This is called CFR rate, and it is also a smart strategy to diversify one's supply sources. And total DAP की अगर बात करें, the import arrival for April and July are projected to be 9.5 to 9.8 lakh ton, right? और ये अलग अलग कंपनीज हैं रशिया की जो ये टोटल सप्लाई करेंगे. दीज आर द नंबर्स दैट इज मेंशन ओवर हियर. Now, new Lancet study on road safety, something important for General Studies paper 2 in mains, under the topic welfare schemes for the vulnerable section of the population by the center and the states. So, latest study which was conducted by the Lancet, it said that speeding is a major cause for death, right? Speeding की वजह से एक्सीडेंट होती है, and that बेसिकली जो वो रिपोर्ट की जाती है एक्सीडेंट, वो ज़्यादातर डेथ में रिपोर्ट की जाती है. सो ऑफ टोटल 1,31,714 dead due to the road accident. Spending accounted for almost 91,239 or 69.3%. This is what the ministry report has also quoted. India account for almost 10% of the crash related death. और इंडिया में अगर टोटल व्हीकल्स की पॉपुलेशन की बात करें वर्ल्ड के टोटल व्हीकल्स में, तो इंडिया वर्ल्ड के 1% ऑफ व्हीकल्स को कंप्राइज करती है. नाउ 4 की रिस्क फैक्टर्स की अगर बात करें, द लैंसेट स्टडी अंडरलाइन दैट इंटरवेंशन फोकसिंग ऑन द 4 की रिस्क फैक्टर. सबसे बड़े रिस्क फैक्टर कौन कौन से हैं? द फर्स्ट इज स्पीडिंग, सेकेंड इज ड्रंक ड्राइविंग, थर्ड इज नॉन यूज ऑफ क्रैश हेलमेट्स एंड सीट बेल्ट. तो ये कुछ 4 ऐसे कारण हैं, रिस्क फैक्टर है, जिनकी वजह से ज़्यादा एक्सीडेंटल प्रोन हुई है. एंड दिस कुड प्रिवेंट ऑलमोस्ट, इफ वी आर preventing this thing, we could also prevent almost 25 to 40% and almost 30.5 lakh fatalities of the road injuries worldwide, right? Now, this is also the first study that will give the country specific estimations of the effect to address the 4 main road safety and the risk factor through intervention for the 185 countries. So this is not only the problem of India, but across the globe we have seen such problem. Now, intervention की क्या ज़रूरत है? In India, intervention to check the speeding could also be there, which could save almost 20,555 lives, and promotion of crash helmet could also save 5683 lives. This is some of the factual data, but आपको approximate में अगर आप numbers भी लिखेंगे तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है examination में. Encouraging the use of seat belt can save up to 3,204 lives in a country. This is specifically with regards to India, right? And step taken to check while speed on the road in India could alone have the biggest impact on ensuring the road safety by saving 20,554 lives annually. So these data are for based on annual data, annually accordingly ये rate की गई. Now कुछ ऐसे steps जो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने भी लिए हुए हैं, steps undertaken to reduce the speeding such as infrastructure changes हैं, electronic speed control बनाई गई है to save an estimation 3,47,258 lives globally each year, while measures to take drunken drivers such as enhanced enforcement that could further save life, and estimations that 1,21,083 and 51,695 lives could also be saved enforcing the wearing of helmet, motorcycle and other respectively. So this is all about how things would evolve. Now looking at the country wise details, लाइक किस तरह से क्या क्या रिपोर्ट की गई है, तो आप देख सकते हैं इंडिया में ड्रंक ड्राइविंग की अभी डेटा हमारे पास है नहीं, ऑल्दो नॉट रिपोर्टेड ऑन द एनसीआरबी. हेलमेट ना यूज़ करने की वजह से ये सारी डेथ है, स्पीडिंग की वजह से ये, और सीट बेल्ट की वजह से टोटली ये डेथ है. एंड कंपेरेटिवली द अदर डेटा इज फॉर यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स, चाइना, मैक्सिको, एसए, थाईलैंड एंड टर्की, राइट, साउथ अफ्रीका. तो ये कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट कंट्रीज हैं जहाँ के बारे में सारी रिपोर्ट्स दी हुई. Now, underreported figure, the report used mortality data for the global burden disease, which are based on modeling and estimations that 218,876 dead due to road injuries in India in 2017, right? While government of India के जो figure है, which suffer from underreporting, stood that it was only 1,47,930. So there's a huge difference what was reported by the Lancet and what is being reported by the government of India. Now, government data on road injuries की अगर बात करें, according to the Road and Transport Highway Minister, they say that the current report, that is for 2020, there were almost 1,31,714 dead due to the road accident. It noted that speeding account for 69% of the death. If you're writing in mains paper, always write the data in percentage format, not in the number, right? Make sure you take such caution. Now, non-wearing of helmet has resulted to 30.1% of the death, and non-use of seat belt has resulted to 11.5% of the death. Now moving to the editorial of the day, that is the extent of poverty, important for General Studies paper 2, under the topic policies and intervention for the government and various sector and issues arising from it, design and implementations. So under this editorial, I'll be briefing you on the 3 subtopics, that is poverty index, planning commission's working group, suggestions on calorie nutrients requirement. The entire editorial focuses upon the poverty estimations. So the latest finding of the National Family Health Survey, we have seen the latest report, that is for the survey 5. They have recorded the infant mortality rate has gone down marginally, 35.5% जो earlier थी वो basically 40%, 40.7 से वो घट करके 35.2 हो गई per thousand from 2015-16 to 19-21. The percentage of anemic child, that is from 6 to 59 months, of the pregnant and non-pregnant women and adult male were also on hand have gone up. So this is the data that give a clarity about the nutritional requirement and what government could do to intervene in this. Now poverty index की अगर बात करें, what does the poverty index measure and attempt to capture? This is a big question. So its construction involved the calculations to identify poverty basket consumptions, जहाँ पे price, खास करके जो food के prices है, working out the price indices for updations of the poverty line and then applying to the income is very important. Now consumption household for determining the poverty status is something that has previously been done by some of the earlier commissions and recommendation was also given. Now प्लानिंग कमीशन की वर्किंग ग्रुप ने भी कुछ रिकमेंडेशंस दी थी, तो 9-member वर्किंग ग्रुप थी प्लानिंग कमीशंस की. दे हैव प्रपोज दैट द पॉवर्टी लाइन एट 20 per capita per month at the earlier 60 loses to adequacy of minimum requirement. ये बहुत पहले की बात है. Now उसके बाद Dhankir and Rath went into the study and they said that detail about the minimum calorie requirement based on the average consumption pattern. Now after that, in 80s and 19, it was realized that the linkage is getting blurred due to the changes in the consumption pattern, microenvironment and living, etc. And water and sanitation facilities were also noted as an important determining of the poverty line. The reason being the government has come up with Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, जहाँ पे हर एक घर पे टॉयलेट्स के प्रोविजंस बनाए गए. Now, suggestions on the calorie and nutritional requirement. Minhan's exhaustive work, उन्होंने एक बहुत ही exhaustive work किया. They suggested that the calorie or nutritional requirement largely are socially and culturally determined. Even biological needs vary करती है हर एक household के मुताबिक. And it has also accepted that the state through poverty intervention cannot and should not to guarantee adequate nutrition of the people. Now, the Tendulkar Committee formally announced delinking of the nutritional norm from poverty in 2010. Now, there's other paper called Roy and Wild for the World Bank. They have exposed the possibility of using CMI in the poverty calculations after correcting the underrepresentative character of the panel by modifying the weightage of the household and aggregations. So if you're writing in mains paper, suppose you're writing about the poverty, you can definitely code all this research paper that would definitely authenticate your answers. So this was all about for the editorial part. Now moving to the MCQ of the questions of the day. Before I proceed, just to tell you the answer of yesterday's question. For first question, the correct option is C. For second question, the correct option is C again. Today's MCQ for practice, National Monsoon Mission. It was launched by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. It aims to develop state-of-art dynamic monsoon prediction system for short, medium and long forecast. So do check it out for the correct options. Second, Amal Hope has been recently conducted by Iran, UAE, Pakistan or Sri Lanka. So which among the following is the correct option? You have to check that. And these type of question is something current based question that will be helpful for your upcoming prelims examination. And this was all about for the daily news and editorial analysis followed by the MCQ questions. If you have any other concern, you can let me know. I'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.